Since its IPO at the beginning of last year, gaming firm JackpotJoy, LLC, JPJ, has struggled to win over investors. The reason for investor caution is clear. The company is drowning in debt. At the end of 2017, JackpotJoy had an adjusted net debt balance of £387 million and an adjusted leverage ratio of 3.6 times. However, while the debt mountain is concerning, JackpotJoy is a cash cow and it's rapidly paying off creditors. The company generated a free cash flow from operations of £97.8 million last year, giving a free cash flow yield of 15.5%. Management is committed to cleaning up. Since its IPO at the beginning of last year, gaming firm JackpotJoy, LLC, JPJ, has struggled to win over investors. The reason for investor caution is clear. The company is drowning in debt. At the end of 2017, JackpotJoy had an adjusted net debt balance of £387 million and an adjusted leverage ratio of 3.6 times. However, while the debt mountain is concerning, JackpotJoy is a cash cow and it's rapidly paying off creditors. The company generated a free cash flow from operations of £97.8 million last year, giving a free cash flow yield of 15.5%. Management is committed to cleaning up the balance sheet over the next few years and it has the resources to do so. A recent trading update declared that revenues during the first 2 months of 2018 have increased by 12%. That puts the company on track to generate a similar debt reduction performance again in 2018, as well as meeting other obligations. And once debt is brought down to a more sustainable level, I believe JackpotJoy will start returning excess cash to investors, so this could also be a future dividend champion. Less than cash. Another out-of-favor recovery play I like is Game Digital, LLC, GMD. Like many of its high street peers, Game is suffering from its high fixed cost base, rental leases, rising costs overall, as well as shifting consumer shopping habits. These pressures resulted in the group announcing a 56% decline in profit before tax from its core retail operations for the 26 weeks ended the 27th of January, thanks to a positive £2.6 million contribution from its growing esports business for the period. Overall profit only declined 26%. But more importantly, Game generated £32.2 million in cash from operations during the period, up 25.3% year-on-year. Game ended the period with £85 million in cash and equivalents with almost no debt, compared to a market capitalization of £63.6 million at the time of writing. Put simply, the company as a whole is now worth less than the value of cash on its balance sheet, making it a traditional value play. Including intangible assets, the shares are trading at a price-to-book value of 0.5. Misleading figures. My final, absurdly cheap, pick is motor retail and after-sales company Lookers, LLC. Look, shares in this car dealer have lost more than 27% of their value over the past 12 months because of concerns about the state of the car market in the UK. Indeed, after years of above-average growth, fueled by easy credit, new car sales slumped 15.7% in March, extending the run of falling sales to 12 months. As a result, fearing bad news ahead, investors have fled car stocks. I believe this presents an excellent opportunity for value investors. While headline numbers show car sales in the UK are collapsing, according to official figures from the Department of Transport, the average age of vehicles on Britain's roads is now more than 8 years, its highest level since the turn of the century. Nearly 20% of cars are at least 13 years old. Sooner or later, drivers will have to replace these vehicles, and when sales growth does pick up, shares in Lookers could see a substantial re-rating. The stock is currently trading at a forward P/E of 6.7, which, in my opinion, is factoring in the worst-case scenario and leaves no room for positive surprises. Want to retire early? Do you want to retire early and give up the rat race to enjoy the rest of your life? Of course you do, and to help you accomplish this goal, The Motley Fool has put together this free report titled The Foolish Guide to Financial Independence, which is packed full of wealth-creating tips as well as ideas for your money. The report is entirely free and available for download today, so if you're interested in exiting the rat race and achieving financial independence, click here to download the report. What have you got to lose? Rupert Hargraves owns no share mentioned. The Motley Fool UK has no position in any of the shares mentioned. Views expressed on the companies mentioned in this article are those of the writer and therefore may differ from the official recommendations we make in our subscription services such as Share Advisor, Hidden Winners and Pro. Here at The Motley Fool we believe that considering a diverse range of insights makes us better investors.